All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mindful Weekend Yoga. I am Jessie Mahoney. I know most of you, and I'm excited to share tomorrow's Mindful Healers podcast is about yoga. Ni Cheng and I spend a bit of time talking about yoga and how it can help you both body and mind. So I would love for you all to listen to it since you enjoy yoga. And I think that you will find going forward that you will get even more out of yoga if you start thinking about it in that way. So I like to think of yoga as a way to work on your body and mind, and also to change how you experience your life and be present and intentional for whatever might be going on. Yoga is sort of a practice. Lessons in life, lessons in yoga are on and off the mat, as we talk about tomorrow. And I think, as you know, coming to my classes. Many of you also know not only my yoga teacher, I'm also a pediatrician and a mom and a coach. And I just wanted to share this thought that I think many of you notice that when I teach yoga, I have a bit of a different style. I bring coaching into yoga. And I also bring yoga into coaching. And it's this idea that you can approach yoga and approach life as yoga and bring this with you everywhere that you go. And so just thinking about how you can use it to transform yourself and how you can use it to be present and intentional with wherever you are. And I say that as framing for the topic that I picked today, which I will get to in just a moment. Just a reminder that you should do what works for you. I can't really see you on Zoom in your tiny little boxes. And so the goal of yoga is not being able to do the pose or follow all of my cues, but to notice what works for you and your body and pay attention and learn from it. And that each one of you in your boxes all over the country will have a totally different experience of the same class. And that is the point of yoga, for each of us to experience it in our own particular way. So do what works for you. If anything is uncomfortable, don't do it, and adapt as needed. So with that, find a comfortable spot on your mat. I always like to sit up on a block or a book or a bolster to help you ground those sit bones into the earth, and also to release the front of the hip flexors, which are generally tight for most of us from sitting. So if you can sit up on something, you will find it to be a lot more comfortable. If you're new to yoga, just have a much looser cross of your legs if a tight cross doesn't work. Once again, there's no right way to do it. So find what works for you and notice, and take the time to notice. So when you've arrived, ground your sit bones into the earth and tilt your pelvis forward slightly and grow your spine with intention, long and tall towards the sky. Reach the crown of your head up as high as you can. Take a deep inhale and a big exhale. And drop your shoulders. Allow your hands to rest gently on your thighs. And allow yourself to settle right here, right now, for just a moment. And notice how you feel in this moment. And I wanted to share that I actually wanted to teach a very different class today than I was going to teach. And I've noticed that for the last few weeks, that keeps happening. And it's this idea that it's very important to notice where you are and be present with where you are and what's happening around you. And what I noticed with people I was working with this week, and myself as well, this common theme of feeling unsettled and feeling angsty and just things going on inside, outside, and perhaps a dissatisfaction with the way the world is, and maybe where we are in our lives and how we feel, and wanting that to be different. And so what I wanted to dig into today was this idea of softening and letting whatever be, and allowing yourself to feel whatever feelings may be going on inside right now. Not resisting them, but feeling them, whether they feel good or not trying to change them. We talked last week about not noticing the negative and noticing the positive. But for today, just noticing whatever actually is. There's probably a wealth of different feelings. So take a moment and take a huge deep inhale through your nose and a big exhale through your mouth. Notice what you feel. Is your heart calm, peaceful, settled, grounded, or angsty and jittery and moving? Is your mind calm? Is it jittery and moving? Are you wishing things were different? So just notice whatever may be happening. And as I thought about this class, I thought about my experience in MBSR, mindfulness-based stress reduction, a few months ago, where I had a day where I just couldn't settle and couldn't meditate. And I spent the whole time frustrated that I couldn't do that, rather than just seeing and noticing that that's what was happening. So it reminds me of this thought: the fastest way to find freedom with your feelings is to actually feel them, whatever they are. Be okay with the discomfort. Be okay with being exactly where you are. And I wanted to read something from one of my favorite books called The Book of Awakening, which is by Mark Nepo. I highly recommend it. And the quote is, "The fastest way to freedom is to feel your feelings." This sounds pretty simple, but though it's easy to know you have feelings, easy to know their weight and agitation and suddenness of mood, it is another, more subtle matter to feel them. That is, to let them penetrate your being the way the wind snaps through a flag. This is necessary because if we don't feel our feelings all the way through, they never leave us. And then we do all kinds of unusual things to get out from under them. I have diverted myself many times by becoming involved in what surrounds my pain or sadness while never feeling the thing itself. So when someone asks me how I feel, I wind up retelling the circumstance, but not feeling the feelings, or strategizing what to do next, but not feeling it, or anticipating my reactions, but not feeling what is mine to feel. So what I offer in this next hour is to stop holding off all the feelings with words in your mind chatter, just even a buzz in your chest, but to just allow it. Perhaps the visual of being ashore and letting your feelings wash up against you like waves, just being there, experiencing them, listening to them, feeling them, knowing that where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be today. It's part of the journey. It's part of the next step, and it will get you to wherever you are needing to go. Bring your left hand to your heart. Press gently into that heart space and just connect with whatever feelings, sensations might be in there. They might be good, and feel those feelings. Bring your right hand atop the left hand. Take another moment to just notice what's happening inside. Be present with it exactly as it is, and feel it. Take in a deep inhale through your nose and a big exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Press your palms together, finger pads touch. Thumbs press into the sternum. Connect with your heart and your core and your center. Bring your mind's eye to that connection. And take a moment from within and just decide how you want to experience everything that's happening right now. Can you be present with it? Can you be intentional about allowing it exactly as it is? What might there be to learn? And how might it help you? Once again, take in a deep inhale through your nose and a big exhale through your mouth. And another inhale through your nose. Exhale through the nose this time. Slowly lower your hands to your thighs and open your eyes and let the light in. Just notice how you feel. Ground your sit bones once again into the earth beneath. Draw its strength and energy up through your spine towards the sky. Release your arms at your side. Roll your shoulders back 3 times, 3 big circles. Notice all the sensations, feel them. And notice as you rotate them forward, how you feel. Pause. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky, palms face together. Drop your right arm grounded into the earth. Ground your left hip into the earth and reach the left fingertips as far towards the right as you can. Stretch the whole left side body. Ground the right hand into the earth and connect. Deep inhale into the chest space. Notice all the sensations and let it go. Another deep inhale here. Fill up every nook and cranny. Notice what's happening there. Feel everything and let it go. Press into your right hand. Reach both arms up towards the sky. Exhale. Bring your left hand grounded into the earth. Ground the right hip. Reach your right fingertips towards the left. Bend that left elbow and connect downward with the left hand. Deep inhale into the right side body here. Enjoy it, notice it, feel it. Some feels good, some doesn't. Just notice it. Huge inhale and huge exhale. Press into that left hand, reach both arms up towards the sky. Clasp your fingertips, flip your palms over, shimmy your elbows back behind your ears. Deep inhale, reach those palms towards the sky, fill up. Exhale, round your spine, suck your navel, come into a seated cat pose. Notice any sensations in the back body and the shoulders. Inhale, stretch your hands towards the sky, slight arch, seated cow. Exhale, round, suck your navel in. Notice any resistance, does it feel good? Inhale, reach towards the sky, feel all the feelings. Exhale, round, suck your navel in back towards your spine. Inhale, reach tall towards the sky. Exhale, release your hands, lower them towards the side. Roll your shoulders out 3 more times. Be present with it all. And roll your shoulders forward. Extend your arms out towards the side. Your palms face the front. Inhale, deeply reach your spine tall and long. Exhale, bring your hands forward in front of you like a beach ball. Suck your navel in, make space. Exhale, arch, reach your arms back out, slight arch to your spine, crown of the head reaches tall. Inhale, suck your navel towards the back wall. Exhale, stretch and open. One more deep inhale, round, fingers come forward, navel comes back. Exhale, open outward towards the sky. Lower your arms. Roll your shoulders out one more time. Enjoy it. Notice if it's more smooth. Roll them forward and enjoy that too. All the sensations. Take the block or pillow or whatever you might be sitting on out from underneath you, and we will come directly to meet on hands and knees. We're going to move a bit more than usual today because I find that in the movement, you can feel and notice the feelings and be present with them. Ground your hands into the earth directly under your shoulders. Arms are straight and engaged and strong. Knees are hips width. Your hips are directly above your knees. Feet Ground, tops of the feet ground into the earth. Engage your belly and your core and find your strength and your stability. Inhale, arch for cow pose. Exhale, round into cat. Enjoy and notice all the feelings. Inhale, arch, even if they're icky. Just move with them and allow them to float through you. Soften and let them be there. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cow. One more into cow. Exhale, cat. And we'll come to meet tabletop. Bring your fingertips towards the outer edge of the mat. Pause for a moment. Turn your fingertips to face towards your knees. You'll notice a lovely stretch in the forearms and gently rock forward and back. There's an intensity of feeling here. Practice feeling the feeling, not resisting it, embracing it, welcoming it as part of the journey. Just a gentle rock back and forth and just notice what you feel. Gently bring your fingertips back to the outer edge of the mat, turn them forward towards the front. Come back to hands and knees. Take your right leg, extend it long behind you. In this position, ground both hands into the earth, square your hips towards the floor, engage your belly. Inhale, raise that right heel up about 6 inches. Pause and exhale. Inhale, raise your left arm long in front of you. Stretch from the left fingertips through the heel with intention. Engage your belly, strong core. Exhale, bring your elbow to knee underneath you. Inhale, lengthen long. Exhale, elbow to knee underneath you. Inhale, stretch long. Pause, press your heel and your fingertips in opposite directions, and exhale, lower your left hand and your right knee. Ground once again into the earth. Find your center and your stability. Straight that left leg long behind you. Toes ground into the earth. Heel is flexed towards the back long. Even your hips out so they're square towards the floor. Inhale, raise your heel 6 inches. Exhale, pause. Find your strength and stableness. Inhale, reach your right fingertips long in front of you. Press through your right fingertips through your left heel in either direction. Find your strength and your balance. Exhale, elbow to knee underneath you. Inhale, lengthen long. Fingertips go in one direction, heel in the other. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach long, fingertips and heel press in opposite direction. Exhale, lower your right hand, left knee, come back to tabletop. Walk your hands forward, a handprint. Curl your toes. Reach your hips towards the sky. Press up into downward dog. You can widen your feet if you need to. Hips will reach towards the sky. Ground both hands into the earth. Straight, strong arms. Hips reach up and back. Lift up onto your tiptoes. Hips once again stretch up and back and slowly lower your heels towards the earth. Notice all the sensations here. Bend your left knee, press your right heel into the earth. Feel it. Bend your right knee, press your left heel into the earth and feel that. Notice the feeling, you feel it, and you get to a different place when you feel it. Lift up both heels towards the sky once again. Drop your heels towards the left this time. Bend that left knee and stretch the whole right side body. Both hands and arms press into the earth. Right leg is straight, left leg is bent. A nice opening in the right chest and waist. Bring your heels back to center, up on your tiptoes. Exhale, drop your heels towards the right this time. Bend the right knee. Left leg is straight, left heel touches the earth. And you'll notice a stretch in the left side body. Breathe into it and enjoy it. Let it go. One more breath here.
Inhale, both heels come up towards the sky and slowly lower them towards the earth. They won't touch. And just notice once again, all the sensations. Ground your hands into the earth. Notice the energy come up through your arms, into your shoulders, hips are back and reaching towards the sky. Press into your hands, press back and up. Walk your hands back about 2 handprints and paws. So a shorter downward dog. Take your left hand and twist to grab the outer right ankle. Just notice the sensations. You'll look under your right armpit towards the sky. Deep breath in and let it out. Bring your left hand back to the earth, ground into downward dog once again. Exhale. Take your right hand, bring it to the outer edge of the left ankle. Notice the sensations here. Look under the left armpit towards the sky. One more breath here. Bring your right hand back towards the earth in front. Slowly walk your hands, handprint by handprint, back towards your feet. Come into forward fold, and you can widen your stance if need be. Release your head and neck towards the earth. Take your hands, clasp your elbows, and allow yourself to just relax completely here. Bend your knees if you need, or you can straighten them, whatever works for your hamstrings and your lower back. Allow the head and neck to release completely. Shift forward into your toes. Your weight, shift your weight back into your heels. Gently sway towards the right and towards the left. Just notice what you notice. Release your elbows and bring your hands to your sacrum. Reclasp your fingers, extend your elbows, straighten your arms, fists reach back towards the back wall, and allow the hands to fall over your head and neck towards the front of the mat. Just let everything go and feel whatever comes up here. Feeling the feelings is what gets you to a new space. Bend your left knee, straight your right, twist gently towards the right. Feel it. Bend your right knee, straight your left, twist towards the left. Come back to center and allow your hands to fall forward another inch. And enjoy it. Bring your hands back to your sacrum. Allow them to run down the backs of your thighs towards the earth. Bring them in front of you. Engage your navel, belly button, core. Slowly engage the muscles. Engage your thighs. Roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Your head will be the last to rise. Notice everything that happens along the way and go slowly. Allow yourself to settle when you arrive upright. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Shrug your shoulders up all the way with intention. Squeeze them as tight as you can. Draw the scapula back together, pinch them together, and lower your hands towards the earth, palms open to the front. Tadasana or mountain pose. Notice how you feel here. Some of it's physical sensations. Some of it's emotional. It all sometimes swirls together. Take a moment to be present with it and feel it. Allow whatever it might be exactly as it is. What's its message? Take in a deep inhale and a huge exhale. Inhale both arms out and up towards the sky. Take your right hand, thumb, and middle finger, grasp the left wrist. Ground that left foot, left hip into the earth and tilt towards the right. Take the right hand, tug the left wrist gently. Use your strength and your intention to stand tall as you stretch the whole left side body. Ground the left leg all the way down into the earth. Inhale and exhale, stretch a little farther towards the right. Notice everything.
One more breath here. Inhale, ground downward, stretch towards the right. Exhale, come back to center. Switch the clasp of your hands. So left middle finger and thumb grasp the right wrist. Ground the right foot, right hip downward. Left hand grasps the wrist and tugs towards the left. Inhale fully through the whole left side body. Exhale, tilt a little bit farther towards the left. Another inhale here, enjoy it. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, come back to center. Release the clasp of your hands and lower your arms out towards your side. Roll your shoulders and notice. Roll them forward. Pay attention to how it feels as they move. Land back in the center. Arms relax, palms open towards the front. Close your eyes for a moment. Be present with whatever is here in this moment. You're grounded into the earth, strong core, center, long, tall spine reaching towards the sky. Just noticing. Inhale and exhale. One more deep inhale here. Let it go. Open your eyes if they're closed and walk towards the front of your mat. We're going to do 2 sun salutations here. So ground your feet into the earth. And see that my head is not on the video. Sorry about that. Ground your feet into the earth. Allow your hands to rest at your side. Inhale, reach your arms out and up towards the sky. Bring your palms together, slight arch back, fold forward towards the earth, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, crown of the head reaches forward, sit bones stick back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale once again for a half lift. Notice what you notice. Exhale, lower down. Ground your palms into the earth, step back for plank and pause, top of the push-up. Hands ground into the earth, arms long, strong, and full of strength from below. Core is strong and engaged. With intention, tip forward onto your tiptoes. Bend your elbows, hug them in towards your torso. You can bend your knees and untuck your toes if you wish. Slowly lower down, chaturanga towards the earth. Forehead connects to the earth. And pause here for a moment. Weight is out of the hands. Hands are aligned with your shoulders. Take an inhale and an exhale. On the inhale, lift up into little cobra. Your heart shines forward, crown of the head reaches upward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale once again for low cobra. You can reach up a tiny bit higher this time, but don't overdo it. Just notice. And exhale, lower down. Press into your hands, curl your toes, press back through, hands and knees if you wish, up to downward dog and pause. Inhale here, exhale. Lift up onto your tiptoes and you can step, hop or jump towards the front of the mat, come back to forward fold. We've been here before. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Engage your belly and slowly roll up with intention and presence, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head will be the last to rise. Arms out and up towards the sky. Reach, slight arch back, palms together. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale here. And exhale. Lower your arms to your sides, out and up towards the sky. Palms together, slight arch back. Fold forward, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, crown of the head reaches forward, sit bones shoot back. Exhale, forward fold.
Ground your hands into the earth, step back to plank. Top of the push-up once again. Pause a moment and just notice. Arms strong, belly engaged. Tip forward onto your tiptoes. Bend your knees, untuck your toes, bend your elbows, slowly lower down, chaturanga towards the earth. Inhale for a low cobra or up dog, whatever serves you in your practice. Curl your toes, shoot your hips back and up towards the sky. Come back to downward dog and pause for a moment. Bend your knees here, come down into child's pose. So your knees will be apart, toes together, sink your hips back down and low towards the heels and walk your fingertips long in front of you. Stretch them as far forward as you can. Forearms will be on the earth, and if you can touch your forehead to the earth or your third eye, that's ideal, but you may not be able to, and that's okay. Take a moment here to pause. Notice what comes up. Notice whether you are allowing the feelings, trying to move them through you too fast, being present. Do they feel too much? Do you not want them? Do you want different ones? Can you just be present and feel whatever is here within you in this moment on this day? Notice if the pause is harder than the movement, and whether it's harder, more comfortable, more uncomfortable. You feel grateful and delighted with this space or wanting to keep moving forward. All of which are fine. 2 more long, deep breaths here. Slowly shift your weight forward, up out of the hips, press back up into downward dog. Once again, hips back and up. Raise your right leg towards the sky. Bend your knee, stack your hips. Roll your ankle open. Send compassion and kindness and softness to the front of the right hip. Ground both hands into the earth, left leg is straight. Just notice. Re-square your hips, extend your heel towards the back wall, and gently bring your right foot between your hands. We're going to come into Anjaneyasana or low lunge. Bring your hands today to your knee, right knee. Walk your right toes farther in front. Make sure that your knee is not in front of your ankle to keep your knee safe. Your back toe is untucked. If you need a blanket under that left knee for comfort, or you can fold up your yoga mat the long way to give you extra padding. Hands rest gently on the right thigh. Inhale, reach the crown of your head up towards the sky. Engage your belly for balance here, and exhale, sink into your hips a little bit more and notice what you feel. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, sink a little lower. You can keep wiggling those right toes farther forward to notice if it changes. What feels right? Do you need to wiggle them farther forward, farther back? Inhale. Exhale, sink a tiny bit lower, and just focus on the sensations in the front of that left hip, in the hip flexor area. Take 3 breaths here, just notice them. In stillness.
Use your strength to ground that right foot into the earth, top of the left foot for stability. And send softness and presence to that front, the left hip. One more breath here. Bring both hands to the outer edge of the right foot. Untuck your back toes. Straight that back leg, straight the front leg. We're going to come into what we call a long pyramid. So your legs are both pointing towards the front of the mat. They're both straight. Tag your right hip back and your left hip forward and just notice what you feel. You can lift up the toes on your front foot. If you need to narrow your stance a little bit, you can. See what works for you. Lower those toes down. Lift up the back heel, shift forward. Slowly lower it towards the earth and pause. Be present with all the sensations in the back of the right leg. And notice that this is a little different than the pyramid pose that we usually do. There's a lot more space, perhaps unsteadiness, perhaps a little more busy tension. Just be present with it. Breathe into it. 2 more breaths here. And if you need to bend that front leg, you can. Do whatever works for your legs, wherever they might be, whatever your flexibility is. If you're new to yoga, modify. 1 more breath here. Shift onto the toes of the back foot. Press up that back foot and step all the way forward to the front of the mat. Ground both feet into the earth there at hips width. Sink your hips back and down towards the earth. We're going to come into chair pose. Both thighs are engaged. Bring your hands to heart center. If you wish, you can raise your arms up towards the sky. I can't. I have a shoulder issue. So you modify as to what works for your body. Bring your hands together if they're in front of you, or reach them towards the sky. Hips sink back down and low. Notice all the sensations in the thighs. See if you can lift up all 10 toes. Sit back into the hips. Notice what you notice. Notice if you want it to be different or over. Inhale and exhale. 2 more long, deep breaths here. Keep those toes lifted, all 10 toes, hips back down and low. What last breath? Inhale, long and sweet. Exhale, lower your hands, straight your legs, shoot your hips up towards the sky. Come into a forward fold, head and neck release completely. Inhale and exhale here. You can take your hands and grasp your elbows once again. Release your head and neck. Knees can have a gentle bend. Just relax here. Enjoy what you feel here. Recross your arms, the opposite elbow, like the opposite fold, just to notice what feels different than maybe the way you usually do it. Release your hands, engage your belly, and with intention and presence, roll up. Super, super slow. Notice if you're in a hurry and go slow. Allow everything to adjust and reorganize on the way up. When you arrive, shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, draw them back towards the back of the mat, pinch your scapula together with intention, and slowly lower your hands towards the front of the mat, palms open. Tadasana or mountain pose. Lift up all 10 toes once again, lower them down. Deep inhale into that space in your chest. Notice what's happening there. What do you feel? And a huge exhale. Inhale your arms out and up towards the sky. Slight arch back, palms together. Fold forward, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Spine straight, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Ground your hands into the earth. Step back for plank. And pause for a moment.
Drop your hips to the left, shift your weight into your left hand, reach the right arm up towards the sky for side plank. Ground through the left hand, reach tall and long towards the sky. And just notice any wobbling wiggles, be fine with it. Notice your strength here. Notice your ability to feel whatever's happening. Come back to center. Heels come back to the center. Right hand lands on the earth. Strong, even plank here. Shift your heels towards the right. Ground into the right arm, right hand. Reach your left fingertips tall towards the sky. Side plank on this side. 3 breaths here. Just notice. Notice how stable you are in this unstable position. If you need to, you can bend your right leg, kickstand it behind you for stability, whatever works for your body. Lower that left hand, come back to center, press back to downward dog. Hips shoot up and back, press into both hands. Pause a moment here. Be with what is. On the inhale, raise your left leg towards the sky. Bend your knee, stack your hips, roll out the ankle in one direction and then the other. Send your attention, presence to the front of the left hip. Breathe into it. Extend your heel towards the back wall, square your hips. Exhale gently and slowly, bring your left foot in between your hands. Come into Anjaneyasana on this side, low lunge. So your back knee is bent and on the earth. You're going to untuck your back toes. Walk your front toes forward so your knee does not come beyond your ankle, and hands will rest gently on the left thigh. Tack that left hip back, right hip forward. Find your balance and stability. Ground into the left foot, top of the right foot. If you need to fold your mat over, you can fold it the long way to give you a double padding under your knee. If you don't have access to a blanket, that can be a great trick. Inhale, reach your spine and torso long towards the sky. And exhale, sink a little bit lower into the hips. Be present with all the feels here. Allow them. And let go. Inhale into that chest space. And exhale, sink a little lower. Two more long breaths here. Send the attention to all the feels and sensations in the front of the right hip. Release your hands from your thigh. Bring them to either side of your front foot. You can also go on your fists if that works better for you, depending on the length of your arms. Curl your back toe, raise your knee, and shift into a long pyramid. You'll probably bring your back foot forward about a footprint. Both feet face towards the front of the mat, jet line towards the front of the mat. Both legs are straight. You're going to tap your left hip back, right hip forward gently. It's like a less than a centimeter smidge. You just notice different sensations in the back of the left leg when you do that. Lift up all 5 toes on the left foot, lower them down. Lift your heel of your back foot, shift your weight forward gently. Lower your heel back towards the earth. It probably won't touch. It doesn't have to, and you don't need to move it, but you can play with the placement of the back foot to see what feels like this space that you personally need to be in. We're all different. Allow your head and neck to release over that front leg. And just be there in the moment. 3 more long, deep breaths present here in this moment. Last one. Lift up onto the tiptoes of your back foot. Bend your back knee, press up that back foot. Step it forward, come into a forward fold. Once again, sink your hips back down and low and come up into chair pose. Hands can come to heart center or reach up towards the sky, whatever works for you. Inhale here, send the breath into your chest. Hips sink down and low. Notice any mind chatter about what you should or shouldn't be feeling or experiencing here, and just let it go. It is what it is here in this moment, part of the journey, part of the process. Last breath. If your hands are raised, lower them to heart center. On the exhale, shoot your hips up towards the sky, hands come towards the earth, head and neck release completely. Take a moment here just to enjoy this last forward fold. Notice the sensations. Perhaps bend your left knee, straight the right. Bend the right, straight the left. Bend both gently. Draw your attention to your navel and your center. Release your hands if you've got your elbows clasped. And engage your belly and slowly roll up. Centimeter by centimeter this time. Enjoy and notice what happens at each step along the way. Shrug those shoulders up towards your ears with intention. Draw them back towards the back of the mat and lower them towards the floor, palms open towards the front. Tadasana or mountain pose. Inhale into your chest, into that spot behind your heart. The spot where you want everything potentially to be different, and just send love and compassion and presence for whatever's there and let it go. One more deep inhale into that spot, the pocket behind the heart, where there's all the resistance and unsettled and angst and wanting it to be different. Send it love and presence. Allow whatever's there and breathe out. Open your eyes and come down to a seat on your mat. Stretch your legs out long in front of you to start. Rock side to side on your sit bones. Move the flesh of your seat out of the way, as we say. Ground those sit bones into the earth. Tilt your pelvis forward slightly and hinge at the waist so your back is straight. Inhale both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, drop your shoulders and ground those sit bones into the earth. Your knees can be bent gently. Toes flex towards your nose. Inhale, reach your fingertips tall, knees bent gently. Ankles flex, hips grounded. Exhale, fold forward now and allow your head and neck to round and the back to release into an easy forward fold. Notice what you notice. Inhale deep into the chest and exhale, let it go. One more deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Slowly walk your hands up your shins to your knees, to your thighs. Bend that right knee and bring your right sole of your foot into your inner thigh. Left leg is straight. Your right knee is at a 90-degree angle towards the side. Once again, ground your sit bones down, tilt your pelvis forward, engage your belly and grow your spine tall towards the sky. Inhale both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, you're going to fold forward. This time reach for the outer edge of that left foot. You'll notice a long stretch through the whole right side body here. Breathe into it. Allow your head and neck to fold forward. Just notice all the sensations here. Breathe into that space. Open up more space to be present with whatever is going on. Giving yourself more breath to notice and experience whatever it is. Let it go. One more breath here. Release. Slowly walk your hand up your shin to your knee, to your thigh. Raise the crown of your head. Torso reaches long and tall towards the sky. And exhale, just ground into the earth. Straight that right leg. Switch sides. Left leg bends. Sole of the foot comes towards the inner thigh. Left knee comes out at a 90-degree angle. Right leg is long and straight, toes flexed upward towards the sky. Rock side to side to ground those sit bones into the earth. Engage your belly. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward towards the right foot. Grab that outer edge of the right foot and allow your head and neck to release. If you can't grab your foot, you can grab your calf or place your hand on your thigh. Allow your head and neck to release. You should notice a huge stretch in the left waist, left lower ribs. Breathe into it. Open up all those pockets. Bathe all those tiny little alveoli with breath. Open yourself up to whatever's going on, so you can get to the freedom part by just being with it. One more breath here into those nooks and crannies. Walk up your shin, up your knee to your thigh. We're going to take both legs now and come into a loose cross-legged position. I wanted to do double pigeon again today. It's sort of a letting go acceptance position as we start to wind down and slow down. So for this one, you're going to draw your knees closer together than a cross-legged position. The right shin will be in front of the left. Your right ankle can be under your left knee. So a tight knee position, but your legs will move farther forward. For those of you who have flexible hips, you can take your right ankle and place it atop the left knee. Either is fine. If you haven't done it before, have a looser cross leg. Knees come together, right shin in front of the left. Tip forward on those sit bones. Pelvis tips forward, back is straight, spine is straight. You're going to hinge forward at the hips and walk your hands forward. You may find that you want to go just 2 handprints and you already notice sensations in the outer right hip. If you notice the sensation in your right knee, just walk that right foot forward until it goes away. You'll have less of a hip stretch, but you don't want to aggravate your knee. You can also play with whether having the ankle above the knee is more comfortable for your right knee. So walk those hands forward to wherever you feel a release in the right hip. And let your head and neck release here. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And wherever you are, fold it forward, upright. Just notice and be present with all the sensations. Two more breaths, long, deep, and slow.
Slowly start to walk your hands back towards your shins, hinge at the waist, spine, and crown of the head, straighten upward towards the sky. Untangle your legs, stretch them both long in front of you. Rock side to side on your hips, move the flesh of your seat out of the way. Tilt your pelvis forward, spine straight. Take your hands, tent them behind you. Toes flex towards your nose. Press your knees into the earth. Come into Dandasana or staff pose to even things out. Legs press long, heels flex towards the front, knees press downward. Everything's engaged here. Chest puffed out. Inhale deeply into that space behind the heart. And exhale, let it go. Release your hands. Release your legs. Recross your legs in the opposite direction this time. So left shin will be in front of the right. And you're going to draw your knees closer together so they're closer to hips width or shoulder height. Hinge forward at the waist. Ground your sit bones downward. Your spine is long and straight. Place your hands in front of that left shin and just walk forward a handprint or two until you feel a stretch in the outer left thigh. For some of you, you may want to just play with picking up that left ankle and putting it atop the right knee and see if that feels better or worse. You can also do that and stay fully upright, and that sometimes feels amazing. So play with it. Take a moment to see what works for you. Neither position is better or worse. Notice where you find the most presence, the most sensation, and the experience that you would like to have with this. And if you're new, it may take a few times to figure out what works. If something really hurts, don't do it. Otherwise, notice and switch, see what feels better. Three more long, deep breaths here. You may wish to adjust your hands or walk forward another handprint for the last few breaths as things shift. Last breath. Walk your hands back towards your shins, untangle your legs, stretch them long in front of you once again. Rock side to side on those sit bones. Ground them into the earth. Raise your arms so they're parallel to your legs, toes flex towards your nose, and slowly roll back vertebrae by vertebrae, engaging your belly until you land on the earth. And as you arrive here, just notice how you feel. Notice what's connecting to the earth beneath you. Draw your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Massage your sacrum. Enjoy it for just a moment. Squeeze those knees in towards you. Draw your forehead towards your knees. Give yourself a huge squeezy hug. Engage everything. Squeeze as tight as you can. And then let it go. Slowly lower your feet towards the earth. Bring your head back towards the earth. Extend your legs long in front. Come into Shavasana, or final resting pose. Allow your feet to fall open towards the sides of the mat. Release your arms at your sides, palms open. And allow yourself to land here, exactly as you are in this moment. Check in with yourself. Notice how you feel in this moment.
What may feel different? Does anything need to be untucked and rested once again on the earth? Can you just for a few moments let go completely? Just be right here in this moment. Let the earth hold you exactly as you are. Let your body just breathe on its own. Let go of all conscious control of the breath. And allow yourself perhaps to just float. Or rest on the earth, whatever feels right for you. Few moments to just be here, present.
Gently begin to deepen your breath. And ever so slowly, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And begin to notice once again. Take a deep inhale. Reach your arms long above you and stretch your toes long in front of you. Fill up completely and let everything go. Gently draw your knees into your chest and roll over to whichever side feels right. Pause for a moment. Notice how you feel right here, right now. And allow exactly that in this moment. Can you allow yourself to allow whatever feelings might be present? Let them pass through you with more ease. Noticing and realizing they're there with a message and part of your journey. Doesn't mean you can't change them and work towards being somewhere new. But it begins with noticing and feeling them. And then intentionally shifting from there. Press your hands into the earth and come back up to a comfortable seat where we began. Ground your sit bones into the earth Reach your spine long and tall with the softness and ease. Drop your shoulders and rest your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Bring your hands to heart center. Press your palms together. Thumbs connect. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Connect with that deep heart space inside. Deep inhale into your chest. And a big exhale. Thank you all for joining me this morning. I hope you all have a